Hi, I'm Ashley, and in this lesson, we're going to learn about indirect objects. Are you ready? Let's go. You already know that an object is a noun or pronoun that follows the verb in a sentence. You've already learned that the object of the preposition is the noun or pronoun at the end of a prepositional phrase. For example, when I tell you, "We went to the beach in my uncle's van," I'm using two prepositional phrases, to the beach and in my uncle's van. Each one begins with a preposition and ends with a noun that we call the object of the preposition. And then you learned about the direct object. That is a noun or pronoun that receives the action of a verb. Since the direct object is receiving action, the sentence must have an action verb that acts upon a noun or pronoun object. So when I tell you that Mom packed some snacks, you can see that the action packed was done to the snacks. So that makes the noun snacks the direct object. An indirect object is a noun or pronoun referring to someone or something affected by the action of the verb. Or sometimes we just say to whom or for whom the action was done. So if I said, "Mom packed me some snacks," then the pronoun me would be the indirect object. Get it? The snacks are the direct object because they are the things that were packed. But the snacks were packed for me. Not all sentences with direct objects have indirect objects, but you would never have an indirect object without having a direct object. Of course, she didn't pack that entire basket just for me. So I should change the indirect object to us. Mom packed us some snacks. My uncle has a real sweet tooth, so she baked him some cookies. Can you spot the indirect object? Him. The action is baked. The direct object, or the things that were baked, are the cookies. And since the pronoun refers to my uncle, for whom these were baked, him is our indirect object. I sure hope he shares. Let's practice finding indirect objects with a few more details from the beach trip. First, I loaned Dad my boogie board. Did you spot the indirect object? It's Dad. He's the one to whom the boogie board was loaned. And my sister offered me her tube. That was nice of her. So the tube is the direct object, but what's the indirect object? Right, it's me. And finally, yes, my uncle gave everyone a cookie. The cookie was the thing given, but to whom was it given? That's right, everyone, including me, and it was good too. There is one thing I should point out about objects. If I reword my sentences to say, I loaned my boogie board to Dad, my sister offered her tube to me, and my uncle gave a cookie to everyone, I no longer have indirect objects. That's because now I've created prepositional phrases. So now those nouns and pronouns are objects of the preposition. See the difference? So remember that an object is a noun or pronoun that follows the verb in a sentence, and if that noun or pronoun is at the end of a prepositional phrase, you have an object of the preposition. If that noun or pronoun receives the action of a verb, it's a direct object. And our third and final object is the indirect object, which is a noun or pronoun referring to someone or something affected by the action verb. Not every sentence has an object, but in sentences that have a direct object, you might also find an indirect object if you spot someone to whom or for whom the action was done. And I will end by giving you, an indirect object, some advice, a direct object, which is to always be clever. Hey!